The Rhine River flows north from Switzerland. We will be traveling upriver and south. We will only go as far south as the west-flowing Main River. On the Main River, we will travel east to the Main-Danube Canal. Here, we will travel south to the east-flowing Danube River. The Danube will take us across 3 more countries, Austria, Slovakia, and Hungary. Amsterdam is our starting point, followed by Cologne, Koblenz, and Rudesheim. On the next day, guides lead tours of Amsterdam. The city has a picturesque Golden Age look to it. A 1-hour canal tour is a must. This is a great introduction to the diverse city. Charming, pragmatic, businesslike, and always interesting. "100 canals crossed by 1,600 bridges create a right-of-way for travel and parking throughout most of the city. The canals are about 7 feet deep. 16 locks control the water level. Canals are fresh water from the Amstel River, which gave Amsterdam its name. A plethora of houseboats line many canals. The 2,500-plus houseboats range from luxury living to hippie barges. The use of houseboats began after World War II due to a shortage of housing. The average price is $80,000. The city is dynamic, exciting, and alive with activity. Bicycles are everywhere. Holland's 16 million people own 17 million bicycles. An average of 85,000 bikes are stolen each year. Bikes are so pervasive that multi-level parking structures are required in work and market areas. Group organization outings and tourist sightseeing tours are often on bicycles. The plaza at the main rail station is a popular hangout and meeting place. Winds in Amsterdam are pervasive, and people like to know the direction and speed. Many move about the city on trams, which are convenient and remarkably prompt. Clocks show the expected time of departure, and departures are on the minute. An old-fashioned Heineken horse-drawn wagon carrying a load of barrels passes by the diamond factory. Amsterdam is well known as a diamond center and for some a trip highlight. Cutting, polishing, and setting are demonstrated. A chance to see, touch, and buy is included, and most take advantage of a chance to cut out the middleman. The sparkle of diamonds is often mesmerizing. Certainly, most everyone is interested, if not always in the buying mode. Wooden shoes are uniquely Dutch. Shops carry them in a variety of designs and sizes. Today, the Dutch Royal Palace takes on a Scottish flavor. For the pigeons, it's all about food. For the children, it's all about pigeons. When the weather is good, people are out. A wide variety of shops and restaurants are to be found in several areas. There are two major areas where flowers and bulbs are available. From March through early June, tulips complement a wide variety of flowers. Combining flowers with Dutch traditional Delft shoes, windmills, and miniature houses is a natural. Little people called garden trolls are also popular. Plants and bulbs are a big business. In the Jordan district is the Anne Frank House. It is home to a story from the diary of a simple girl in a desperate situation. Published in hundreds of articles, publications, and books, here in Amsterdam the original house is hallowed ground. Next door is the Anne Frank Museum, built to host thousands of visitors from many distant lands. It is the world story now. For every adventure, there is an ending. For every ending, there is a new beginning. We'll begin with food and probably eat more than we need along the way. The food is excellent, in great variety, and there's always sufficient quantity. This is possibly a good time to stop counting calories for at least a few days. Every kilometer is an adventure. Panoramic restaurant allows full views of departure and our journey. With a very smooth ride and a crew of 40, 7 are ship's crew and 33 service personnel. The canal connecting Amsterdam to the Rhine River is busy, but wide enough for two-way traffic. The canal water level is maintained by a lock at the Rhine River junction. This is the first of 68 locks between here and Budapest. The Rhine River is quiet in the morning, even with a brisk wind blowing. The approach to Cologne is a classic picture. On the west bank, the great twin-towered Gothic cathedral. On the river, the world's busiest railroad bridge. Passengers disembark and join guides. There is much to see in Cologne, even in the short walk to the cathedral. The cathedral is impressive, the second highest in the world at 515 feet. Inside, the true glory of the cathedral is evident. The slim, delicate lines of the choir contrast with the massiveness of the structure. Sculptured figures of kings and prophets, some in solid gold, carvings, paintings, and offset naves. Some treasures date back to the 11th century. The outside facade is the largest in Christendom and was an ongoing part of the 600 plus years of work. A section of Roman wall with an arch dates back to 100 AD. The original Roman main city gate is an imposing structure dating from 79 AD. The original city name of Colonia became the Köln of today, but the name Cologne, possibly from Eau de Cologne, is most common worldwide. Napoleon introduced the system of numbering buildings to Germany. The number 4711 became synonymous with Cologne products. The Cologne Company headquarters is a popular tourist stop. The Cologne flows freely. This city of history has its softer side, an outstanding botanical garden. The world's busiest train bridge has had on one day a record 1,000 trains cross over. The average is nearer 650, with perhaps as many boats passing under. Departure from Cologne is a panoramic picture and a reminder of a visit to a beautiful city. The banks of the Rhine, especially this section from Cologne to Mainz, have a 2,000-year history of producing wine grapes. The slate-borne soil supports exceptional grapes for the now famous Rhine Rieslings. Docking in Koblenz city is actually on the Moselle River, where it joins the Rhine. The name Koblenz comes from the word confluence. Its location at the confluence of the navigable Moselle and the Rhine Rivers greatly contributed to its wealth. The importance of this 2,000-year-old city can be seen in its shops, plazas, public buildings, and works of art, including statues and fountains. Charlemagne was here. It was the archbishop's capital in the Middle Ages. Napoleon ruled from here when it was part of France for 20 years. The Moselle junction with the River Rhine is marked by a great fortress and a huge monument, 121 feet high. This is the Deutsches Eck, erected in honor of Kaiser Wilhelm I. This river junction has always been an important crossroad, and the sunset we enjoy tonight has intrigued Celts, Huns, Franks, and Crusaders. Cruising the Rhine Gorge is an ever-stirring fascination. Castles, fortifications, and towers rising above the tidy, half-timbered houses and quaint villages. There are many stories, fables, and legends that go with every bend of this historic river. Perhaps the most famous is of a beautiful, lonely young girl named Lorelei, who sat on the rocks and sang a plaintive song. The area was treacherous for boat travel, and some were lost. In time, the story became a legend. Lorelei, real or imagined, is now ingrained in folklore, and on stormy nights, she sits on the rocks and sings her song, luring sailors. Historically, this has been the most dangerous section of the Rhine. A narrow channel, exposed rocks, and swift water have seen the demise of many boats. Today the canal has been widened, deepened, and dotted with an array of navigational aids. This is one of the most spectacular sections of the Rhine River. The boats, barges, and ships, the deep valley with its great history, castles, river towns, great vineyards, and classic towns, all in a panorama of motion. Barge, tanker, and ship traffic headed for distant ports, each with a story, each in a way following hundreds of years of history. Castles are the highlight, evoking a long past history of knights and an age of chivalry. However, most castles along the Rhine River were built to enforce taxation on boats transporting goods. Rudesheim is one of many great little cities along the Rhine. Like Lorelei, they also tried to allure not sailors but tourists. Each has much to offer, and a few possess something special that sets them apart. Rudesheim is one of those few. The city's charm is evident on every street. Shops, restaurants, and music are fun and offer plenty of insights to local culture. One of the things that sets Rudesheim apart is Siegfried's Mechanical Music Cabinet Museum. Inside is a fascinating and historical array of musical instruments, each cleverly conceived and designed. Heading south again, we are approaching the junction with the west-flowing Rhine River. We will make the port or left turn upriver during dinner.